Good day, all of you. Thank you for joining us. We see that you have joining from different continents of the world, so different time zones. So I'm just going to say good day to you because they are different time zones. Thank you for being here and supporting us because these webinars will not be successful unless you participate. So thank you for participating, and we also like your feedback. So we would like to, get more interactions. So we are happy that today we have the webinar from Reyna. She's going to talk about different cocoa beans and then what are the different things she does with them. So it's going to be an interesting webinar. So before that, I just want to give a brief introduction about Cocoa Town. I'm not going to take too much of your time, I promise you. So give me a few seconds. Yeah, Cocoa Town, the parent company is called, Concepts, and we founded the parent company in 1992. We wanted to, do something innovative. We didn't even know when we started the company what we are going to market, what we are going to do, but we just named our company Concepts for Innovative. Then we started looking around and then we found some specialty food processing machines that were innovative that you cannot find anywhere in US. So we started trading them by basically just buying and selling. And that machines were primarily used for making South Indian food. So we had a very small segment that's using those machines. But then in 2007, 2008, when the recession hit, we had to pivot. Then we wanted to focus on an industry that's wider is impact and wider geographical region and also wider audience. So whenever people bought our machines, we used to call them and find out what they are using it for. We got different users. Somebody was using it for even making a facial mask from the sphagnum moss instead of importing it from Europe. And then there were people who were using it for masa. They were using it for tahini, hummus, and nut butters, nut milks. And somebody said chocolate. We said chocolate. That sounds interesting. Interesting. So we learned more about chocolate, and we found out anybody want to get into the chocolate industry at that time, they had to have millions of dollars and a big facility, and most of them had to be invest where they had a lot of money. And then we wanted to change the paradigm. So we came into that and we said we will develop the machines that's accessible to anyone, regardless of where they are located in the world, with the minimum investment, and also that will have support the farmers. That's when we started Cocoa Town in 2000. We took 3 years to do all the research, and then finally in 2009 we formed the Cocoa Town. So our objective was to help the all the chocopreneurs, foodpreneurs with equipment and resources, and then we wanted to help farmers to motivate them to produce more flavor beans to get more money. Otherwise, people were just buying in bulk and mixing all the beans together, so they didn't pay attention to flavor. But with the chocolate makers making in small batch, they wanted single origin. Some people even make single tree cocoa. And then we wanted to facilitate the evolution of cocoa as a superfood and provide the healthy chocolate for the public instead of eating a junk chocolate. And this is a small timeline through the years how we have been doing. And in again in 2020, when the pandemic hit, we had to pivot again. So we wanted to focus on bringing knowledge and education to all the people in the chocolate industry. That's when we started the Empowering Chocopreneurs webinar series. And then 𝗪𝗏 and all our employees played a role in bringing this. But 𝗪𝗏 and 𝗪𝗲𝗍𝗏, those are the two people play a major role. And also we thank all the presenters like Reyna who are gracious enough to give their time free of charge so we can in turn bring these webinars free of charge to all the attendees. And also if we cannot participate in the whole webinar, don't worry because we are recording it and it's going to live on our website or the YouTube and you can go and watch it anytime. With having said that, I just want to thank you. Now, we are also working on one more initiative. We are trying to create online Cocoversity with all the educational materials and resources in one place for people can access. And also, we are trying to develop the new lines of machines and accessories there in the pipeline. But because of the pandemic, there's a small delay. But look for it. more announcements from us. And then we are trying to return back to the normal. Hopefully, with all the vaccination, we know everything. We have been, stuck in the house or in your place for about a year and a half. Slowly, the world is opening up. We want to have still the virtual connections, but we also want to see more in-person connections. And I also want to make sure that all of you stay safe and healthy. And our slow mantra is Lokha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the beings everywhere in the universe be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Thank you all. I hand over it to Teresa.
Thank you, Mrs. Balu. I always get excited with that presentation. What I'd like to do is just take a moment to get to know Reyna a little bit and ask her, tell us a little bit about where the spark or passion for chocolate making began for her. Reyna?
Yeah, thanks, Teresa. Since I remember, I love chocolate. I called myself chocoholic. My grandparents used to have a store, so in the products they sold, they have chocolate bars, big bars of chocolate to make with milk. So I always have chocolate. And then 34 years ago, I came to Tabasco, to 𝗪𝗵𝗁, Tabasco, and it was very surprised to me to get to know the cocoa tree. So it was something very special. And working as a dentist, I met a lot of people taking care of plantations, owners of cocoa plantations, and those are my best friends since then. So some of my friends invite me very often to their plantations, and that's the favorite place I like to go here in 𝗪𝗁, to see the miracle of this small flower, bigger as this nail, and can grow a pod like this with 36 or more beans inside. So everything is so beautiful in the plantations. And getting in preparation to my retirement, I start thinking, what am I going to do in my free time? So I started to develop this activity, and I'm very happy with it. Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you, Reyna. I love your description of the visiting the farms and that tiny flower and what becomes of that tiny flower. A lot of people, yeah, I know here probably know about that, but out in the rest of the world, I don't know if people know about that, the miracle of that tiny flower. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, yes. Well, with that little bit of get to know Reyna, what I'm going to do now is turn the presentation over to you, and we're excited and look forward to hearing what you have to teach us.
Thanks, Teresa. Okay, friends, thank you for being here. And I want to say something special about the Theobromas. As we humans have relatives and family, so does Theobroma Cacao, Theobroma cocoa. This is for the regular chocolate we know. And then these have a cousin, an ancient cousin called Theobroma Bicolor. Okay? The neat thing about this pot, this fruit, is that the beans are white. I'm going to show you here. The beans of Theobroma Bicolor are white. So in the whole process of transformation, this color doesn't change. It keeps white. So for us, it's the white chocolate, the real white chocolate. Only beans like this and some sugar. You process it like the other cocoa, Theobroma Cacao, to make chocolate. It contains almost the same quality of the cocoa beans, the same vitamins, protein, fiber, but less fat. It's not much fat in the Theobroma Bicolor than in the Theobroma Cacao, okay? So in the pre-Hispanic Mesoamerican world, it was very important to make beverages, drinks, okay? And then later, we don't know what happened. Maybe the conquerors didn't like it because to peel this very difficult because the peel is like wood. It's thick. You need to give a lot of time in order to peel to get this after roasting. Okay, so cocoa, it's very easy because only with a small pressure between your fingers, you can break it. But it doesn't happen with the bicolor beans, okay? See, this is very easy. You see, just this and peel the bean, okay? So in recent years, we almost lost Theobroma Bicolor. Because there were no systematic plantation of Theobroma Bicolor. It only exists like backyard tree. Some communities in Oaxaca are taking care of this Theobroma Bicolor, and they have plantations now. They are growing a lot of bicolor. Okay. So hopefully soon we are going to get more Theobroma Bicolor because more states in Mexico are having more plantations, like here in Tabasco and Chiapas. So this is very versatile. It's very universal bean to make a lot of very healthy things, and being like the
Reyna,
real white chocolate. Yes.
once again, since you're just holding one bean in your hand, we cannot see the beans. Can you put it closer to the camera? Like take few beans, like few of the, yes, now they can see better.
Oh,
and the
okay.
regular bean can take in the other hand so they can see the difference. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bicolor is bigger than cocoa. Bigger. And can you see the white always keeps white? In the process of transformation, always is white. Okay? Good. So, knowing this, the difference, and knowing that they are relatives, the Theobroma Cacao and Bicolor, I'm going to call it only Bicolor now, and the other one, cocoa. Okay? So, I know because I have taken a lot of courses, always teach us those courses, most of them teach us how to make bars, how to make refined chocolate, to make different bars of chocolate, different percentage, and different sweeteners. But most people don't know how to make powder chocolate, okay? Like this, powder. This is very good because it only has 2 or 3 ingredients, mostly cocoa beans and sugar. Sometimes I add cardamom, cinnamon, or vanilla. But having this, you can have drinks in the morning when it's very cold and the winter time, especially in North America and Europe. You can have this product and make your chocolate, hot chocolate, or frozen chocolate, or whatever, by a glass, by the cup, or you can make a whole liter for the whole family. So I'm going to show you how to make this powder, and you can have, put it in bags or the big glass, okay? So you need to make the formulation, the percentage of cocoa and sugar you want in your chocolate. Usually I make 50 and 50, okay? This time I am going to show you how to make powdered chocolate with 50% of cocoa beans, okay? So you have the nibs all clean. This is lavado beans. Here in Mexico, to make this kind of chocolate, we use lavado beans. But you can mix with fermented beans, okay? It's going to be a stronger flavor. It's going to be with more flavors in it, okay? So I have this machine. I'm going to pass this through the machine one time. Then I'm going to mix the pre-grinder nibs with sugar. I'm going to mix and pass it in again. It is important not to get hot in this process. You need to make like small ribbons and let it down very soft. Don't push it, because if you push it, you are going to make stones and it's going to be very difficult to make the powder, okay? I'm going to pass over there to bring this. This is how it looks like after the first stage, okay? You can see the small leaves or ribbons, thin, okay? Usually I let it go to get cooler and to mix with the sugar. The room is very, very cold, so I can do it now. Here is the same quantity of sugar. I come over here so you can see better. So I mix sugar, okay? You see, it looks dry. It's not liquid. It's very dry, okay? I'm going to pass this to the machine for the second time. Here, you can see they are not tied. The small leaves or ribbons are loosened. They are not tied. I don't want to push them because when they get dry, they're going to be a stone and it's going to be very difficult to make the powder, okay? I am not going to finish the kilo one I have there because it's going to take a lot of time. So when I finish to pass all the mix for the second time, I'm going to receive it here. I will go to the refrigerator to leave it for, let's see, an hour and a half, that's it. When the time has passed, I'm going to get something like this. It's hard, it's dry. Maybe you can hear small stones, okay? And they are very loose, all very small. Can you see? Very small pieces. If they are bigger, they are soft to break. Right? Okay, having this, I'm going to bring a small quantity, okay? Just a cup and a half for 6 to 8 seconds, no more. And see, here is the powder. See? I have this, not to let pass the bigger pieces. So the powder is the same size. The bigger, I'll take them back to the other to pass it again. And see, I have the powder, right? Okay. Most of you have the cocoa machine. So this I have done with my machine to grind the corn. You are going to make it with the cocoa melanger. Okay, I have it here. I had this machine working like an hour, no more than an hour. And the liquor, I'm going to pour it over the sugar, okay? It's like 60 microns, the size. Okay, you are going to mix it with the sugar. Once you got an homogeneous mix, you are going to put it on a seal pad. It's very important to have this.
Reyna, can you tell us what is the piece you said is very important to have?
Excuse me, I didn't hear. Okay, the seal pad. Seal pad.
Is it a?
Yes, that's a silicone thing. So you don't have, it's for not otherwise it's going to stick.
Thank you.
Sure. And then here you are going to make a thin layer, okay? Very thin. You are going to spread it, making small pieces, very small pieces, separated, because it's going to dry. When it's dry, it's going to be hard, the same over there. We don't want like this. We don't want to have stones, bigger pieces. So we want to do this all the time. Here, can you see? very small pieces like sand, right? Very small. Until it's getting dry, you do like playing with your mix to make the sand, small, very small pieces. Otherwise, if you don't make the sand, you are going to have big pieces, stones, hard pieces. So the grinder is not going to make the powder. This is very important. If this happens to you like it happened to me, so you can heat the in the micro oven and then do this. But you are going to invest more time. Yesterday I was making some other things, and when I came back, oh my goodness! But it's good because I can tell you what happens when you don't do this. So it was good to have a mistake, right? The same. I put it in the refrigerator. When it's dry, you come with the grinder and 6-8 seconds, and then you have your powder. Good. The same process with the electricity, with two different machines, can be done with the manual machine. This one. I am not able to work with it because it's not very tight on the base, so it's going to break over there. So that's the way, the easiest, the simple way to make the chocolate powder to enjoy anytime, just by the cup, by the glass, and with any kind of milk, animal milks, vegetable milks, or just water. If there is any question about this, if there is any doubt about all the process, we can respond to questions. Right, Teresa?
Yes, Reyna, that's good. People are asking, where to find the bicolor, and is it unique to Mexico?
Okay. I have a friend, Josefina Jimenez. He works in different communities in Oaxaca, Mexico, because these communities, you see, they are very far from ways of transportation. They are very far from places to get good communication. So my friend Josefina Jimenez is gathering together all these people that have a plantation of this Theobroma Bicolor, and you can get the bicolor from Josefina. She provides me this bicolor, so I can give you her contact later on emails, or I can give it to you, and you can keep in touch with her, get in touch with her, because otherwise it's going to be through different channels, and you lose the time, energy, and money, maybe. Okay.
The next question is, Do they cross-pollinate the Theobroma Bicolor and the Theobroma Cacao? Do they cross-pollinate and then do they produce a new variety?
This variety
Or
is
do they
bicolor.
go in the different, completely different areas so they don't come in contact with each other?
I don't hear you very good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
The question is Theobroma Bicolor and Theobroma Cacao. Do they grow in the same region? And is it possible that they cross-pollinate, like make a new
Okay.
variety?
Yeah, I understood. They grow in the same altitude, just as cocoa, Theobroma cacao. Okay. Maybe they have crossed the pollination. I don't know, but we can keep this one always white. But some varieties of cocoa are getting whiter. So maybe it's because of this, but in some plantations, there are not bicolor, only cocoa. So I don't know. That's a good question, really. Very interesting to get more information. Thank you.
Yeah, the other question they're asking is, how come the chocolate, like when you grind the cocoa nibs, how does it stay solid and not wet when it grinds? Because when you put in the melanger, it becomes a liquid. Like you got the cocoa nibs from the melanger. When you poured it, it poured like a liquid. Whereas when you with the thing, it was just a powder. So they're trying to see how did it that happen that way.
When you mix the liquor to the sugar, it becomes dry. And then you put that mix to the grinder. Maybe I can take this one to the refrigerator and we can make some here. Because as I told you, yesterday, I forgot to keep care of this and I got the stones. So I'm going to reverse the process. So I am not able to, maybe, no, all are very big. If I put these big pieces inside, I am not getting any. It's important to have the sand. So if you see, this is a smaller pieces. This is just like sand than the first one. These are like ribbons, like small leaves already dried. So for me, it's easier to make powdered chocolate when I use the melanger. But since I make big quantities, that's why I use the other machine. Is the answer all right?
Yes. One more question they're asking is, do they grind the nibs before putting it to melanger?
Yes, I do with this. Before, the nibs are very big to go right into the melanger. So we use the grinder here, okay? The nibs first here, okay?
And then one more thing, Reyna.
Just like making the regular bars, the regular chocolate, okay? Pre-grinder here, and then to the melanger. Not put the nibs right into the melanger. Okay, so then If you don't have any more questions about how to make a powder, we can go to the second stage, act, to talk about how to make a bicolor chocolate. Good?
Yes,
Can you
Reyna,
hear
go
me?
ahead.
Okay, good. So to make a chocolate with a bicolor, it's the same process as you make the cocoa chocolate. Just the same process. You are going to roast the beans. You are going to peel the beans. You are going to make nibs. Then you are going to pre-grind the nibs to put into the melanger. Okay, you start working with the melanger, and then you add the sugar, just the same. You are going to pre-grind the sugar as well. Okay, then it's very important, before adding sugar, you need to add some cocoa butter. When I make this kind of chocolates, I use like 10%, 15%, no more than 20% of cocoa butter. Because as I told you, one of the difference is that these bicolors have less butter, okay? So you need a cocoa butter to make it fluidity. Once you add the cocoa butter, you add the sugar. One of the things I love about this bicolor is that you can get a high sensation of sweet with less sugar than the cocoa beans. And besides that, this is like a universal bean. You can mix with almost everything, every taste you want to add, every color you want to add. I told you about 𝗁𝗵𝗁. He adds like achiote, ananda, nana. What's the name? The red thing we got here in Tabasco. We call it achiote, but I know there's another name, English name, but I don't remember it. So you can add different kind of sweeteners, not only sugar. For this, then when you finish in the melanger, your formulation, whatever you make, you are going to temper. You are going to temper the bicolor, the same technique you use as to temper the other cocoa chocolate, right? And I have tempered this, and they come very easy. For this seminar, I made two kinds of bicolor chocolate. First, I made this. Can you see this pink color? You see has changed. It was white, but it changed because I added strawberry. So that's why it's this beautiful pink color.
Reyna, can you talk a little louder, please?
Okay. This chocolate changed color, white color, to this pink color because I added a strawberry powder, right? besides adding some sugar and some cocoa butter, I added the strawberry. That's why it's not white. Did you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. Then, for the second variety I made this, the same, different color than the original. This is green because I added matcha. When I make just plain bicolor, cocoa butter and sugar, my bars are white. See? So this is for us, for me, for many of us, the vegan white chocolate. Because you don't need milk, you don't need anything else. Just the beans, the bicolor beans, some sugar, and if you want to add another flavor, and remember always to add some cocoa butter. Having this, having tempering and molding the part, you can wrap them very nice or just start eating them. I have these feathers right here. Can you see it shines? I don't use lecithin because remember, lecithin we use it when making with milk chocolate. Lecithin is like a hand holder between two fats, the animal fat and the vegetable fat. That's why you use lecithin. You're using it to keep the fats together. The tempering, it's the same. You have your bicolor like 46, 48 grades. You lower the temperature to 28 and then come back to the part you left and mix, and you're going to get 32. At that time, you start molding, okay? But just remember to take exactly in three parts, the same way. You take out 2 parts. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. It's just like making chocolate with cocoa, okay? You start at 48, 46 grades. Then take 2 parts outside, table them. When you get 28, you take the one you left, start mixing, and you will get 32 grades. So I was telling you about the shiny of the bars. I was telling you you need to temper just as you temper regular chocolate. Can you see? And they break. Can you hear? Yeah. Okay. So far, this is. I would like to go further and telling you more things about the bicolor, how much do I love it, and the many recipes I have developed. But these 2 are my favorites. Most of all them, this one, the matcha, because I like the color, the taste. It's very delicious. I'm so sorry you can have a taste of this. Teresa? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you well. Yes. Are you
Okay,
ready
okay.
for some questions, or are you going to show us some more?
Well, I make these bars, small bars, 50 grams bars, because making this kind of chocolate is more expensive than making the cocoa, regular cocoa, the Theobroma cocoa, because you invest a lot of human time just peeling the beans. Believe me, it's one by one, hand breaking one by one. Why I am not able to use that wonderful machine that works perfectly for this? Because the peel is very thin, and the machine is going to separate very easily the peel from the nibs. In the case of bicolor, you need to do, that's my technique. You need to take the bean and with something you need to hit on the side, not the flat side, the border. Okay, you need to hit with something, and then it's going to open in two parts. But you must be very careful not to bring a strong force, because otherwise it's going to make very small pieces, like wood pieces, and it's going to take more time to clean all the peel. Because remember, this is like wood. These beans are not roasted, so that's why I can't peel it. I am not able to peel it, okay? But I only got 20 of them. I forgot to ask for more. So you can see these are bigger than cocoa. Can you see the difference? And this is a good size of cocoa beans. The big one of the bigger is like this. See? So that's why I only make 50 grams and not 100, because I can sell them very easily with 50 grams and twice the price for 100 grams. Any other question?